there's so many different things that go through your head as a player. I know for the staff as well, you know, everything's just going to be a little different, period, this year. But I would say that less miles traveled is certainly a good thing for players.
Thanks, Myers.
All right, next we have Ira Winderman with the Sun Sentinel.
Hey, Myers, glad to see you again.
Hello, Ira.
When you look at this league, and there's so much talk of downsizing in small ball, and you guys did it to a degree with Jay starting in the playoffs, and yet I look at your roster. You got a pretty big roster. You drafted a really muscled guy in Precious in the draft. The Heat re-signed you. Kelly picked up his option. You have, of course, Bam and UD and Chris Silva, and now Paul comes in with his muscle. Do you still see a place for big bully ball in the NBA? And especially since you guys were out-rebounded in every game of the finals against the Lakers, and in the first game really pummeled, do you see maybe a comeback of big bully ball for the Heat? Thank you.
Sure. Well, for starters, I would just say that I don't know that we're looking at bully ball, and I'll explain why. I am a unique 5. Bam is a very unique 4-5. You know, obviously Bam has size, strength, athleticism, all those things, but he's incredibly, incredibly skilled. He can play out on the floor, handle the ball, you know, get others involved. And then I'm unique because I shoot 40% from 3 and do something totally different than most traditional centers do. So I think personally that it's going to be good to have big bodies. You know, just I would say throughout an NBA season, that tends to, in my opinion, help a team. You know, you can wear on teams. You can do different things. You can pound the glass. You know, I personally think that we have everything you need. Again, I said it last year, and it's the same thing this year. We have guys that can switch 1 through 5. You know, we have guys that can protect the rim. We got guys that can shoot the ball. We have playmakers. You know, so I don't really see that we're missing anything. And just because some of us are big men doesn't necessarily mean we're put into a box and, oh man, if a team goes small, there's nothing we can do about it. No. We still have plenty of athleticism, plenty of versatility at the big position and all the way throughout our roster. So I feel really confident about everything that the Heat did this offseason. I'm obviously incredibly excited to be back. And so, you know what? We just got to go out there and compete and be who we are, because that's all that matters to us.
All right, next we have Anthony Chang with the Miami Herald.
Hey, Myers, good to see you. Kind of going off of Ira's question there, you kind of said it, that it takes a specific big to play next to Bam. Why do you think you were able to have so much success, especially before your injury, playing next to Bam? And what do you think the next step is in that partnership, you know, this season?
You know what? I said this before. I always wondered what it was going to be like to get traded, go to a new team, try to figure out, you know, where I fit and, you know, how I could be impactful and successful with the new team. And Bam and I just ended up making a lot of sense. You know, it started in training camp. I think that Spo really, I don't know this for sure, but I don't think he knew for certain that Bam and I would start together. But you know what? I just think that we are both very unique in our own right. Bam, as I mentioned, is an exceptional player, a young star, can handle the ball, get others involved, you know, can make a mid-range J, probably can knock down some corner threes this year, and just is incredibly, incredibly versatile. And then for me, you know what? I'm competitive as hell. You know, of course I'd love to average 20 and 10, but I just don't care. I really don't. I care about the Miami Heat winning basketball games. I'm okay spacing the floor, playing my role, using my voice on the defensive end, boxing out the opponent's best rebounder so Bam and Jimmy and whomever else can fly in there and grab rebounds, and then we can take off in transition. That's what's important to me. Now, as I mentioned, I'm ultra competitive. Of course I want to, you know, have some explosive games where maybe I play, you know, maybe I'm in the action a little more often and they're in a drop big and I take 10 threes. You know, there's a good chance I'm going to make at least 4 of them. That's just a proven fact. So, you know what? I just think that Bam and I complement each other very well. And our whole team is just so versatile that, you know, a lot of these guys, for example, Mo and Avery, both very plug and play guys, veterans, good defenders, good hands, play hard, can knock down shots. So, you know what? Again, I'll say it, and I've said it already. I'm very excited about this season for myself and for our team because you just get this feeling, and I think that I've been around long enough to know that, you know, we knew that we fell short, but that we still can be the last one standing.
All right, next we have Heat courtside reporter Jason Jackson. Go ahead, Jax.
Morning, Hammer. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Even despite everything you guys went through in July through October and understanding a different way in a new world, is this still, I don't want to say odd, but obviously abnormal and creates some challenges in the way that you have to get ready for a new season?
Certainly. I mean, this is life, period. You know, this is your local banker. This is, I don't know, doctors, nurses, teachers, basketball players, you name it. Everyone's going through a weird time right now. And at the end of the day, we're all just people, and it's just what we do. And I'll just speak for myself. I say this all the time. I am incredibly, incredibly blessed and always so damn thankful. You know, whatever challenges come my way, our team's way, we got to be willing to just figure it out and keep moving forward. You know, COVID and everything that comes with it in terms of travel, you know, trying to implement safety protocols and make sure that we're caring for each other within this locker room, within this organization. Everything matters. And that's why I love it here. You know, there's a certain level of discipline and team kind of culture, literally, that is expected here. And I love that. You know, it takes, I guess, the right people to be willing to be all in. And I know that that is a part of a reason why we were so successful last year and in the bubble. And also moving forward this season, you know, we have very, very talented guys. But on top of that, I truly believe and know that we have the right mentality. We care about each other, and we simply want to win. And so that's what's exciting about this season. But will there be challenges? Absolutely. Jesus, you guys may as well just have me sit in this chair every day.
All right, next up we have Christos Saltas with SDNA Greece. Go ahead.
Hello, Meyers.
Hi there.
I hope you are fine. I would like to ask you, I have two questions. First of all, do you feel, what your first impressions about the Precious too, and you feel like a mentor of him?
Okay, so obviously the schedule has been a little unique. You know, it's only been individual workouts, certain amount of guys in the gym during certain periods of time. So I haven't gotten to know him well yet. However, I will because I care. And he's a young guy, and, you know, he's going to need a lot of different things. I'm sure he's going to need to, although he's ultra competitive, he's going to need to be pushed. He's going to need someone to put their arm around him. You know, we have plenty of guys, UD, myself, Bam, Jimmy, on down the line. We all care about each other. And so with a young guy coming in to a new team, into the NBA, we need to really, you know, take him under our wing and, you know, show him the way, teach him Heat culture, teach him about the NBA, and just, you know, allow for his talent to really start to blossom. That's the most important thing about helping a young guy, is just nurturing him, understanding that he's going to have challenges every day, probably in some way. You know, this is a totally different life. You know, these are incredibly talented players, but there's a reason why he was drafted, and there's a reason why he's here, and that's because he's young, talented, hardworking, and simply wants to win, which I love about him. It's just written all over his demeanor, what he says, what he talks about, and how he works.
And the second question is, you have a very deep roster with additions of Mo and Avery. Last season you were 2 wins away from the championship. This season, how close to the championship do you feel you are?
Well, that's earned every single day. And just because we made it to the finals last year doesn't guarantee anything. However, I know the group of guys we have. I know the coaching staff and the organization that I've been around. We are all unique individuals. We all love to win. You know, we inspire each other. There's a certain level of discipline and character and work ethic that is just felt here. That Heat culture, it's real. And you know what? We have to earn it every single day in practice and film sessions. You know, if we have hopefully not many of them, but a short stretch where, we're trying to figure some things out. Nothing is ever easy in this league. You can't look past anybody. Every day is important. And our only goal is to figure out a way to win throughout the season and build habits, continually work hard, understand how to get better, and then ultimately be the last one standing. It's certainly not going to be easy. But again, I know that we have yet another very special group, guys that care about each other and guys that only want to win. And I think that in some ways that's unique in this league. And so I can for one say that I'm very blessed to be back here and a part of something this special.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, next we have Yanni Torres from Tab Deportes, Puerto Rico. Go ahead.
Man, Nick, you are crushing it.
Hi, Leonard. My question is, I'd like to know how do you feel about Goran and Jimmy's leadership and their impact for the team last year? The second is your expectations in this season.
Okay, so Goran and Jimmy, man, unbelievable people first and foremost. They care so much about their teammates, this organization, their families, you name it. And that's what's important to me. I want to know if I'm around somebody who cares about me and cares about my teammates and everything that they have going on around them. Secondly, incredibly, incredibly hard workers. Every day they are setting the example for myself, the young guys, and everybody around here. Along with that, just the way they carry themselves every day. I just can't say enough about both of them. And, obviously speaking, both incredibly, incredibly talented players. I just mentioned the off the floor characteristics, but on the floor, both great playmakers, proven winners, and high level impact players. And so that's, being around those types of guys, honestly, it inspires me. Watching, for example, what Jimmy Butler did last year in the playoffs was inspiring. I mean, we're talking about an 8-year guy and myself, and I'm looking at this guy like, I don't know how the hell he's doing some of this. He's not, the photo that everybody points to is when, Jimmy, I think, just had an and one or something, and he's trying to just get a quick extra breath. Like, this guy is giving everything. It is truly inspiring. And then I think you said something about expectations this season. I don't think that we're really worried about what other people think or how they feel. Certainly there's an understanding of what, maybe other teams think of you, but really we know if we take care of everything that we need to take care of every day, as I mentioned earlier, continually working hard, developing those habits, having moments where we need to fix something and being willing to constantly learn and get better, push each other. Again, the ultimate goal is to be the last one standing. And I know that we have yet another special group and we can do that.
Thank you.
All right, and what looks to be the final question, Mateo Mayorga.
Good morning, Meyers. Team captain Udonis Haslem is returning this year for his 18th season. Can you share with us UD's counsel for the team looking ahead to this year?
Absolutely unbelievable. UD is, unique, inspirational, cares about his guys. Bam always jokes that he tells them every year, hey, you got to come back. I need you. Bam does, I guess, need him. We all need him. He has so much knowledge. He's an unbelievable leader. He is able to push guys in the right direction and get them where they need to go. And that could be me, that could be Bam, that could be Jimmy. Every individual is different, yet I always see UD being able to take a certain guy and get something out of them for the better. And that's special. Again, having so many years in this league, and by the way, still being able to play, but he knows that I suppose that's not really his role anymore. But I think I don't know. He loves it. I think. I really think he does. There's, you know, people saw some of the huddle, let's say, amped up UD moments where we needed him to push us, help us lock in. Hello, hey, playoff game, let's go. You know, it's it's now or never, or just a simple joke in the locker room to get guys feeling good. Or, you know, he's always drenched in sweat every single practice, trying to do whatever he can to help the young guys and the rest of us continue to learn and understand Heat culture and the habits that are expected to be built. You know, it's a simple huddle after practice when we're, you know, bringing it in, and he just has something quick to say, you know, such as like, hey, stay locked in. We got to keep going. You know, this is a special group. Do not take this for granted, because he's been on both sides. I mean, he's got 3 championships. He's, you know, come close in his earlier years. Last year, he was there as a mentor, and we didn't quite get it. But let me tell you, he felt that in his heart. He wanted that so badly for us. And so UD is truly an unbelievable teammate, great person. You know, I go to him for guidance all the time. And I'll, for one, quickly say, not that we need to, you know, bring all these things back up, but he was the first person I went to when I needed to speak about the anthem last year. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if he was going to look at me like I was crazy. And he said, no, let's talk about it. Let's have a real conversation. I want to understand you. You know, that's special. Because I think maybe people in general are too quick to, and just to have his leadership and guidance and knowledge once again is very, very important and very unique and special. And I know I'm incredibly thankful for it, and the rest of us in the locker room, and I know this entire organization's very thankful for him.